Good morning, everyone. First of all, I just want to let you know that yes, the audio is still complete shit, so no surprise. I still have not had time to send off my old interface, so it's probably going to be a while before I get the new one, so excited. I've looked into ways to kind of damper down the echo in here and kind of help with noise reduction, but at the time I can't even do that, so yeah, that's how this is going to be for a while. Now, one thing is, right before I started recording this video, I do not keep track of the views on Morning Coffee. I don't really keep track of it. If I happen to see it, I see it, cool. But I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna look at it real quick. And I see a huge decline in the views. I don't know if it's me or if it's you, so yeah. But anyways, no, I'm not really worried about it. The last one that I uploaded actually, 1 view, so I don't know. But anyways, today I finally have a different coffee for this video, and it is high brew coffee. I've done a video on this before. As you can see, it's like really frosty. It's not wanting to really focus all the way. There we go. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. But anyways, I've had this coffee before. I've had this kind, and I've had the caramel kind, caramel, however you want to say it. So I've had both kinds before. Both kinds I had pretty much at room temperature. This one I did not do in video yet. And this one I was not happy with at all. I actually got this on my way home to make my morning coffee video about the caramel high brew. And it was a little chunky. It had some chunkiness in it. But this is Mexican vanilla, as you can. I'm just going to show it to you again. Okay, there we go. Mexican vanilla. You can right here. So, anyways, instead of drinking this at room temperature, I've decided cold would be nice. Hopefully, it's not too cold, and me opening it just now didn't trigger it to making it slush, so no, we're good. Just a little slush. No. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't really get any kind of Mexican spice. I know it's not a Mexican spice, it's Mexican vanilla, but I don't get any kind of hint of Mexican anything. So anyways, today in this morning coffee, something I'm going to talk about is health. Being healthy. And whenever I say being healthy, I mean a whole range of things, from physical health to mental health. A lot of the time, people don't understand that in order to be healthy, both of those things have to be balanced. You have to have a good mental health, and in order to help and keep a good physical health. And when you're fighting with mental health and physical health at the same time, it sucks. It's a really big challenge for some people. I myself am one of them people. That's why I'm making this video. So anyways, what happened that I can't talk about yet? It has affected my weight drastically. Whenever it happened, I was in the 180s. I want to say the mid 180s. And just the other day, maybe almost a week ago, I weighed myself and I was at 215. For me, that's a lot. I have been heavier in my life, but for this time in my life, that is a lot. One of the reasons why is I'm not as physical as I was anymore. I try to do a lot of physical activities. I try to do like walking and playing basketball for cardio and things like that. And it's kind of like no matter what I've done, nothing changes. So yeah, that's pretty much why I'm wanting to make this video. So like I've said, my mental health right now is complete shit. I try my best to maintain it and keep a good mindset, but even the strongest minded people have admitted to having issues with keeping a good mental state, and that's something that really sucks. It's not fun. Like, there will be days where I'm sitting there and I'm perfectly fine, and then there's days where just out of nowhere, just like the touch of a button, it turns upside down, and it's not fun, and it really affects my physical fitness. Like 215 to me is a lot. Now I know there may be some people that are more, and I'm not saying anything bad towards you. It's just from my standpoint, my own personal, like my body, me speaking about myself personally, 215 for me is a lot. I watched a video. If I can find it on my MacBook, I'll overlay it somewhere in here at before or after this. But I have just now, in the last few months, started learning how to do other things with Photoshop. That way I can expand my knowledge on how to actually use the software to its full potential, instead of just using it for, you know, your common edits and whatever. So that's basically what I'm doing with Photoshop and Premiere Pro at this time, and I do apologize, I have paint all over my hands, but anyways, that's what I'm doing, and that's one reason why I really like Peter McKinnon, is because he talks to you, he shows you how to do stuff, and he just seems like a really awesome guy, and it's really fun to watch his videos because of that. And I want to get back into doing my photography. I want to get back into doing graphic design and editing pictures and taking pictures and becoming a better photographer. Well, me talking about this, last year at this same month last year, I weighed 172, and if you watch that video, well, if you see this video and then you see this, you will notice the differences that I noticed, especially in my face, because I don't really do a lot of videos where you can see kind of below here, but you can really see in that video a difference. Last year at this time I was 172, and just about a week ago 215. So yeah, that's 40. I'm just gonna say 40 pounds right there difference, and it's not muscle. It's all fat. And like I said before, this actually happened towards the beginning of the year in January. I was in the 180s, so even then I'm about 30 pounds more than what I was then. And it sucks. I have a really good feeling that if my mental health wasn't the way it was, that I would be a lot better. But here recently, I'm on my 4th day of dieting. Now, at the beginning of the year, after this happened, I tried dieting. I tried dieting and eating really good for about a month and a half, and absolutely no changes. I stayed between 195 and 200 pounds. I just stayed. It did not matter what I did, and it really discouraged me a lot, because I was really strict on myself with what I was eating, and I tried my best to be active every single day. And of course there was days where I wasn't, and I couldn't really help it because of my mental state, but nothing changed. I fluctuated between 195 and 200, and then it got to where it was 200 and 205, and then it was 200 and 210, and then out of nowhere I weighed myself and I was at 215, and 215 is a number that I have not seen in a long time, probably about 3 years. Yeah, about 3 years since I've seen that. that much weight on myself. So I decided that it's time to really kick this in. So for the last 4 days, I have been dieting. The first day I was very strict on myself, mostly just liquids throughout that whole day. This coffee here has 90 calories in it, and it has 50 milligrams of sodium, which I do very, very small amounts of sodium, if I do sodium at all. It has 14 grams of sugar. This is the first sugar that I've had since I started this. This is going on my 4th day, and this is actually the second coffee I have had within 4 days, and the first one was a straight black coffee, no sugar, no creamer, nothing, just a black coffee. But the first day, no coffee at all. I do not drink sodas. I don't drink really sugary juices or anything like that. I mostly drink, and I don't have one in here to actually show you, but in my other videos, Clear America is a carbonated flavored water. It has natural sweeteners and no sugars in it, and that's all I drink. I drink those. I drink almond milk and juice, but the juice cannot be a really sugary juice, and that's pretty much it. And then of course, coffee, which I want another drink of this. So the first day, I'll talk more about this coffee here in just a minute. It's yeah. So the first day was nothing but liquids, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was nothing but liquids. I had I can't remember the actual brand, but it's a greens mix. I really wish I could remember the brand. I don't feel like running in there and grabbing it. It's pretty much a drink mix, and it gives you, you know, like vitamins and things like that, and it's just a really, really green powder mix. And I had that, drank plenty of water. I had 2 protein shakes that day, and then around 9 or 10 o'clock that night, I had 1 cup of cooked rice, and I think 1 egg is what I ate that night. But throughout that entire day, I had nothing but strictly just liquids. And then, of course, 10 o'clock that night, I had 1 cup cooked rice and an egg. So that was pretty much just to kind of help cleanse myself for one day, if that makes sense. That's just something I wanted to do all on my own. And then the second day, I started eating chicken, rice, and some type of vegetable, and I would eat that throughout the day every 3 to 4 hours. And I actually didn't know anything about that, and I'm still not an expert at all in any way. But there's a guy that I've been following on Instagram for a really long time, and I'm going to have his profile linked down below. You can go follow him. I highly suggest following him. He's a badass guy. But anyways, his name's Bryan, and I'm pulling up his account right here on Instagram, and his account name is Bryan's Progress. Now, Bryan used to be really overweight, and he tried and tried and tried, and it was just one of those, like, from what I've seen on his account, I'm not speaking for him at all in this video whatsoever, and I do not know 100% his story. I'm basing this off of what I've went through and what I've seen off of his Instagram account. It was kind of one of those, today's the day, and then it would fall out. And then today's the day, and then it would fall out. Kind of like what I've been battling with since this happened. It's been like, okay, today's that day. And then 2 days later, what the fuck happened? I was supposed to have this, and I didn't. And that's kind of what he was going through. And if you see the before and afters, like, actually, I'm just going to pull one up right here. The before and afters, let me turn my brightness down some. Focus, focus. you can see a significant difference. But Bryan actually messaged me because I messaged him and I told him, like, okay, I'm 100% determined this is happening. I'm sick and tired of feeling like this, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember word for word exactly what I sent him. But he has helped me a lot with asking me, you know, how's it going? This is only my 4th day, but the first day he asked me how it was going, and I explained to him what I was doing that day, and he was like, oh, you don't need to do that. And he was trying to help me in learning a healthier and better way of going about it. And that's why that night I actually meal prepped for the next day, and I made 4 or 5 meals, I can't remember, but they all consisted of vegetables, rice, and chicken. The only thing that really got seasoned was the egg that went into each one. Forgot about that. Yeah, I put an egg in with each one, and the egg was the only thing that had seasoning put on it whenever it was cooked. And one of them was like a dry rub for barbecuing. That's like really good, but it was barely touched with that, and then just barely any garlic powder or onion powder, and then just a little bit of pepper. Like, I'm trying to keep my seasonings really low. Sorry if you hear my daughter. She's one of the downfalls of not having my actual mic. This thing will pick up everything. But so that's what I did that night, and then the second day I ate my meals as I should every 3-4 hours. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. I'm not even sure if you'll see this video. I'll send you the link if you want to watch it, but I don't know if you're going to see this. But if you are someone that's really battling with your mind when it comes to your physical health, I highly suggest following this guy, because I'm not saying he's gonna be able to message you back anytime you messaged him, but just looking through his profile is like a huge fucking inspiration to get off your ass. And it's so crazy. Like, this guy, the reason why I respect him and love following his account so much is, and I've told him this too, is because he's one of the realest fucking people that are doing this. He's not gonna act like he's 100% every single fucking day, because we're humans. We have faults, we have days where we fall off, and not everyone has a great fucking day every single day. It just does not happen. It doesn't matter who you are. There's always going to be that one day where it's just shit. And when he has those days, he will admit to them. He doesn't post on his Instagram like everything's going perfectly fine. He will tell you, like, hey guys, I fucked up, I fell off, but I'm getting back on. And that's the one thing that people have to remember. And I know whenever you fall off, it crushes you, especially how determined you were in the beginning, and then you just fall off, and then you're actually really disappointed in yourself. But, and I feel like a hypocrite for even saying this, because I'm one of these people, and it's impossible for me to feel like this in that moment of time. But the important thing to try and remind yourself of is, you fell off, but you're getting the fuck back up. You're not falling off and staying down. You're getting back up. You're setting different goals. You're kicking its ass, and you're going to make sure that you get to where you want to be. And that's something that I try to remind myself when I have these fall-offs, and I'm trying not to really make a habit of them. But again, I'm battling my mind whenever it comes to my physical being, and it sucks so bad. And I know that a lot of people have that issue. I'm not a very motivating person. Like, I'm not good at motivating people to do stuff. Probably because I don't really try to, but one thing I'm really trying to promote in these videos mostly is your mental happiness, because I know that it's a hard thing to gain. Even if you are really happy with your mental state, your physical state may be deeming it down just a little bit, and they both work. Alright, so my camera ran out of memory, and I have about 2 minutes to finish this video up. My message in this video pretty much is, when it comes to your physical and mental state, you kind of have to try and work them in together. If you're not happy with how you look, and I'm talking about weight, I'm not talking about, you know, if you don't like your nose, if you don't like your teeth, if you don't like your hair, if you don't like your ears, I can't really comment anything on that. I hate my nose because it was broke whenever I was a child and it wasn't set right, and now one nostril is fucking weird versus the other. I hate my teeth. I have messed up teeth, but I'm slowly getting to the points where I don't care about those things. The only things that I really care about is I want to look better, I want to feel better, and I want to be happier. So as I work on fixing my mental state from what happened, I'm also working on fixing my physical state, because you have to have both of these or your mental state is going to be trash. But I have to hurry up and end this video. This high brew is disgusting, but it is something that I could tolerate. So if this is the only thing I had an option of, I would drink it. It's a Mexican vanilla, but I get no hint of anything Mexican. So yeah, I'm sorry this video had to be cut so short. I gotta go through this memory card and delete a lot of stuff off. If you want to follow Bryan's progress on Instagram, I'll have him linked down below. Also my Instagram accounts, my photography and personal account that I post to daily, and you can follow us. But anyways, I appreciate you watching this video. I'll see you next Wednesday. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your work week, school week, even though it's summer. I don't know.